Hey, how's it going, everybody? Last week, if you guys don't know, I put out a video called "This is the largest Rocket League event ever," and no one knows about it. A lot of you, and from what I saw in chat, did end up making it over to the tournaments and saying the exact same thing. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Gamers Without Borders is putting on a $1.5 million charity tournament where both North America and Europe are competing for $750,000. First place taking $250,000. And that is then being given and provided to a charity of their choice. There's like 5 different charities that they're competing for. What's crazy about this is after that's all said and done, there's a 24-team open qualifier. The top 4 that then end up playing 4 other teams that are automatically invited. They then play in a tournament. After all that is said and done, the top 4 teams then join another few select teams to compete in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, for $2 million, which is the largest tournament prize pool we've ever seen. And as I mentioned in that video, no one really knows about it. A lot of people are unaware this is going on. So in today's video, I'm going to recap and kind of update you guys on what's happened. I'm also going to provide additional information that I have found out about this tournament that I don't think is public. I've been digging a lot, trying to figure out whatever I can about this. Try to clue you guys in on like who the heck is playing and what. And then also updating you guys on the fact that it's happening today again. So well, let's get this stuff out of the way. Again, I want to make this quick and snappy so you guys can actually watch the matches. So let's start with that. Let's talk about like what's actually going on today. Last week, Tuesday and Wednesday was North America. They went through the main event process. It was Space Station, XSET, Complexity, and Oxygen were invited. And then Rogue, Sonics, Allmid, and Lil Step Bros ended up making it through the 24-team open qualifier. The crazy thing about this tournament is they're doing what are called crew battles. So it starts with a 3v3. The team that loses then can pick 2v2 or 1v1. And then in the third game, it's the other one that they didn't pick. And then from there, they can select what game mode they want. Space Station dominated as expected. And Complexity took second. Big surprise here, though, was some of the crazy results like Allmid beating Oxygen in 5. So the 4 teams, Space Station, Complexity, Allmid, and Rogue, are going to Saudi Arabia to compete for $2 million 2 weeks before the World Championship in Dallas. Crazy stuff. The 3 teams I'm pretty sure that have been invited that get to skip past the qualification process are Energy, FaZe, and I'm pretty sure it's G2, which gives us 7 teams. Remember that information. So that's North America. Today, on Tuesday, will be Europe, and it will be, again, 4 teams that made it from the open qualifier, which are Guild, Wolves, Navi, and Juicers, which is Parka, Forza, and Juicy. And they are going to be joined by 4 teams that were automatically invited. Solary, Semper, Luminosity, and we're not 100% sure on the 4th yet. I'll find this information out as soon as I can, or tune into the broadcast. I'll make sure that links to everything you need to know in the description, like where to watch the stream, all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, on the Liquipedia page, it also displays it. It was originally supposed to be Endpoint, but I don't think Endpoint has to play anymore. I think they're getting invited to the final event. It was then supposed to be what we think was 00 Nation, but 00 Nation I don't think is in anymore, and they're being replaced by Team Liquid. So I'm pretty sure the 4 invited teams are going to be Team Liquid, Luminosity, Semper, and Solary. And then the 4 teams that came from open qualifiers are Guild, Wolves, Navi, and Juicers. Those teams will play each other in a double elimination bracket. If I'm correct on the way that the bracket has looked, and they may be changing all of this due to the fact of seating is different. Actually, just kidding. It's Aogiri. So it's not Liquid. It's Aogiri. So it's going to be Solary versus Aogiri. It's going to be Wolves versus Guild, Luminosity versus Juicers, and then Semper versus Navi. This is exclusive information. I don't know if anybody else knows this stuff. So hopefully you guys hit subscribe and turn on notifications because I'm digging to find this information out. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for sharing it. But like at this point, people need to know. People need to know this stuff is happening because I haven't seen information on it anywhere. So Aogiri is going to be the other invited team, which credit to them and their situation, which we talked about in yesterday's recap. So Solary, Aogiri, Wolves Guild, Luminosity, Juicers, Semper, Navi. Those are going to be your 8 teams. They're going to compete in the same double elimination just like they did. Once you get through so many rounds, on Wednesday will be the main event, which will cover the upper bracket finals, lower bracket matches, and then the grand finals as well. So that is what we have as of now. The 3 teams from Europe that are potentially being invited, I think, is Dignitas, Endpoint, and I think Vitality. But I'm pretty sure Dignitas and Vitality are boycotting it due to like morality reasons, which I can also understand. The crazy thing about all of this too is that it, again, with being this big of a prize pool, is Psyonix approved, and I'm surprised they're allowing it to run 2 weeks before their world championship, because it is like crew battles. You guys are going to want to boot camp before the biggest event of the year, all that kind of stuff. And usually Psyonix is pretty restrictive about that stuff. So maybe this is their way of testing the grounds of like, hey, if this does really well, then, you know, maybe we will do more 1v1 and 2v2 related things and sanction different tournaments. Who knows what they might open up to the Rocket League esports ecosystem. Sideswipe is still a thing that they could be doing. The other side of it too is with all of these things happening, that again is only 7 teams for Europe. And if they're going to do a 24-team LAN, I've heard, and if you guys didn't check my comments from the video last week, there's 6 teams that come from the E-League, like the E-League qualifiers from Saudi Arabia for the MENA region teams. And there's 6 of those, which still doesn't give us 24 teams total. I don't know how the heck they're going to fill all these spaces. I don't know who's automatically getting invited. There's talks of potentially being 1 OCE and 1 SAM team that get invited for an international competition, but it's a $2 million prize pool. It's the biggest event in Rocket League ever. And there's so many things that we're unaware of it. ESL, which is the exact same production partner, is putting this on as the RLCS. So that's maybe part of the reasons why things are getting, you know, approved. But there's just so much stuff we don't know. To clue you guys in, if you are wanting to follow along with this, the first thing you can do is go check out Gamers Without Borders on Twitter. They are tweeting some of the matches and the schedules when it gets closer and closer to things. But the 2 pages to pay attention to is there's 2 Twitch streams. Twitch.tv/GWBPS_EN. That is the primary stream. It is where the major broadcast is happening. They will also have that exact same link with a B at the end for the B stream, which is where myself and Spaceman are casting the other matches. So like, if the bracket is Solary Aogiri, Wolves Guild, Luminosity Juicers, Semper Navi, Solary Aogiri, Luminosity Juicers will be on the A stream, Wolves Guild, Semper Navi will be on the B stream. And then we do the lower bracket matches, they do the upper bracket matches, and it goes back and forth. So that is what I know as of now. That's how things have been going. But it's crazy. You're talking $3.5 million, 1.5 of that going to charity for great causes. You're talking $2 million live in Riyadh. And the only thing I haven't told you guys about is also the venue. I did find information out about the venue where it's being located. The exact name of it is the Riyadh Boulevard, if you want to look up any photos. I do have some tweeted out by one of the members of Saudi Esports. And I mean, it looks like a pretty standard venue. It almost reminds me of DreamHack a little bit, but that is what it looks like. That's the location. That's where it's going to be held. I think the name of the actual event, like what the live event is going to be, is kind of like a convention thing, which is called, I think, Gamers 8 is the name of it. And that's what like the weekend is going to be where they hold the international tournament. So I do know the Gamers Without Borders event, all encompassing, is 15 million across a bunch of different like tournaments, but it's a ton of money that's being thrown into this. So pretty crazy stuff, because again, this is, like I said, the largest Rocket League event ever, but only for 2 weeks, because while it is a $2 million prize pool for the teams that get invited and the ones that qualify, which we also don't know how it's going to happen to fill the rest of those spots, but 2 weeks later in Dallas is a $2,085,000 prize pool. So like, it's huge. It's absolutely huge. It's a 1v1, 2v2, and a 3v3 crew battle format. Like, it's insane. It's honestly insane. So, chance for a LAN event in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I remember seeing Almid qualify, and people are like, "Hey, Dad, can I go to Saudi Arabia?" And it's like a 16-year-old kid. Like, it's insane that this is going on, and that a lot of people don't know about it. The only other thing that I did find out more details on, because I did reach out and talk to Musty a little bit, is that there will be a show match. Basically, John and Musty are coaches and are teaching 2 different big content creators how to play. That will be done on the 25th. So as of the way this is all playing, the 24th is going to be the main qualifiers, like the main event where you take those 8 teams and are trying to whittle it down. The 25th, which is Wednesday, will not only have that show match, but it will also have the ability to show which 4 teams are going to join the 3 that are automatically given an invite. Those 3, we aren't 100% sure. but from what I've heard, it is Endpoint, Vitality, and Dignitas. Vitality and Dignitas are saying, we're probably going to not do this. So I don't know what is going to happen. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of details we don't know about. I assume as it gets closer to the Gamers 8 tournament in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, there will be more promotion and publicity, but we don't know. So I'm trying to inform you guys of everything I can because it is such a big tournament. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for it, but I'm just doing what I can to keep you guys up to date on all the stuff that's going on. So with that said, if you guys want to make sure you don't want to miss out on these updates and be informed of what the heck is happening, and again, when I hear more information, I'll try to update it in the comments or make another video on it. Consider liking the video. If you made it this far, you probably do. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications so you get updates. I also have links down below to like all my social media channels. I'm trying to update you guys on there. Discord's a really good one because you do get an automatic ping from a bot when messages or like when YouTube videos happen. So that way you don't miss out on any of that kind of stuff. There's ways to stay up to date. Resources are out there. So with that said, I do appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. If you do have any additional questions, let me know down below. What are your thoughts on it? How do you guys feel about it? All that kind of stuff. Get the discussion going, and hopefully we'll see you guys in chat. But with that said, it's going to do it for today's video. See you in the next one. Peace.